I made so much money talking about Chimaev. I mean, I've got to tell you, you guys love it. I would do it every week. There was a period of time for almost a year where I go, oh, okay, here's the weekly Chimaev piece. It was really hard to get information on Chimaev. I'd have made one every day if I could. It took me a week to grab little and be able to put a story together for you guys. But I'm in a very similar spot. It's really hard to get information on Chimaev. It just is. He used to be represented by Ali. I talk to Ali every day. I could get on Chimaev, but Chimaev's now different part of the country, different representation. It's hard. But his name came up at the press conference. Dana got asked about him. Did you guys hear this? Dana just said, hey, the only thing stopping Chimaev right now is personal reasons. Nothing more. Wait, that's a big comment. It's a big comment. What does that mean? And personal reasons, what does that mean? When somebody says personal reason, generally speaking, it means stop asking me. It's none of your business. I do not want to discuss it. I will give you your answer, whether that's left or right, but that's all I'm going to give you. And you need to respect it because I said personal reasons. If you someday do that to me, I also will drop it. I mean, that's what personal reasons mean. You check the box personal reasons, I mean, they will stop asking you a question. I just bring that to you because it's a very interesting comment. Look, there's rumors about Chimaev that he can't travel. Okay? Now, the plan is for Chimaev on an undercard, co-main event, to fight Paulo Costa in Abu Dhabi underneath Islam's next title defense, who will be against the winner of Oliveira and Benny. Plans change all the time. But if you were to talk to Hunter right now, if you were to ask Dana right this second, they'd co-sign what I just said. That's the plan. There's a rumor that it has to be that date. Because one of the problems is, that's a long time to wait. And that's only 4 months away now. But we knew about this fight for a month. 5 months away. That's a long time to wait. That's a long time to build a co-main event. Doesn't matter how much you like it. It's the co-main. We're going to build it for 5 months. Since when? That's not sustainable business. We can't start putting fights out there that aren't even the top of the market, and we got to wait 5 months to get it. I'm just sharing for you. It was an interesting thing, and then we got a rumor that we can't speed that date up because Chimaev can't get around. Now, that might be true. That might be true. I feel as though we would be given a little bit more, but it might be true. I was in Los Angeles. I could even tell you the hotel if you gave me enough time. When Fedor arrived, and the FBI was waiting for him. And they went and grabbed him and talked to him. And that came out. I'm not speaking out of school here. But, Fedor knows Putin and whatever it was. Whatever it was. But they pulled him aside and talked to him. So it's a real thing. It's a real possibility. I will just remind you guys. The greatest Instagram I've ever done. I did 500,000 views. And it still lives. You can still go find it right now. But popped into the PI in Las Vegas. Chimaev is in the ring working out when we had all been told by the top media, the absolute best media in America, we were all told that Chimaev can't get into the States. I believed it. You believed it. We were all told it. And I'm staring at him. I grab my phone. I do a quick Instagram. He's right there. I mean, it blew up. TMZ grabbed him. This was a big deal. A Chimaev spotting. Okay, great. But I have to bring that to your attention because now we're being told the same thing. It doesn't mean because it wasn't true then that it can't be true now. Of course not. But I feel as though I'd be irresponsible. Nobody's confirmed it now. That includes Dana. Dana said he's got personal reasons. Why wouldn't Dana say, man, I can't get him here? And why wouldn't he? There was a time when Klitschko and had to do with his contract would only fight in Germany. I mean, right? It's not like you'd have to be embarrassed or that would be a thing. I don't believe. I don't think that's a secret. I think if that's the case that Chimaev can't travel, and we asked Chimaev, I think he would tell us. I don't think that would embarrass. Yeah, hey, I'm working some stuff out. They need this stamp or this visa or this on my passport. None of us quite know how all that works. But that's not what they said. As a matter of fact, the last time that it was said, it turned out to not be true, and I cracked that case myself. So I'm just bringing this to you, right? Just bring this. Chimaev is so interesting. but he's not a guy that needs to remain mysterious. If I could go back in time, if I could go back in everything, right? You bet on green, right? We understand going back in time, but if I could, and I predicted it then, I believe that I have proven to be right. I would have had Francis Ngannou never speak. We wouldn't know if he spoke English if I had my way. Francis was mysterious, just like Brock Lesnar. Just like him, and built like a Greek god. I mean, he had all these same things that Lesnar had. And I would have kept him mysterious. Now, I've heard that said about Chimaev about 2 years ago. Could have been right, could have been wrong. Time goes by, you look back. It's wrong. It's wrong. Chimaev was very, very interesting. Chimaev was shopping one time with Darren Till. And somebody filmed them going up and down the aisles to get food. How boring. Have you ever seen that in your entire life? Well, I did 2 years ago, and I remember it perfectly. It was fascinating. It was like the day that Mike Perry stopped his car to save the turtle, right? And it ends up doing more views than the promo that was made by professionals about Perry versus Felder was that coming weekend. The turtle ends up getting more views, but that's what Chimaev was like. We start getting Michael Bisping told some story about Chimaev driving, not quite understanding the American system of things like speed limits, also not understanding that we drive down the right side of the road, so he's going head on into traffic and can't figure out why people are honking and swearing. I mean, he's interesting. That's all I'm saying. He was in the U.S. I saw him on accident, and I make my biggest video I ever did on Instagram. He's interesting. He's somebody we need to hear from. If Chimaev can't get here, we need to know. Chimaev is now a 185 pounder, but Chimaev was challenged by Kamaru Usman. You better believe he's looking at that. I mean, you better believe he wants it. He said nothing, not a word. And all that tells us is that he's not planning to come to 70, and he's already busy with Paulo Costa. That's all that tells us. Because make no mistake, nobody's calling out Chimaev and not getting an answer. So what are these personal things? Look, what could it be if it was personal, right? And how right are we to go and dig? We were given the code word. It means stop asking me. That's what it means. That's what it means. But was it what Dana even meant to say? You get asked a whole bunch of questions. Are we taking it too specific, not specific enough? What's going on? Can he only fight in Abu Dhabi? Okay, great. Fight Island. Do a lot of big fights there. It's not a big deal. But if that's the case, I don't feel that that's personal. I don't feel that would need to be a secret from us.